Also happening this weekend, Wemby was interviewed by some of the French media out there. He talks about the Spurs, the Olympics, a little bit of his personal life. It's kind of a fun interview. It's about 33 minutes. It's on YouTube. He got interviewed by, I'm going to mispronounce all of this. So I'm sorry to the guy who did the interview. His name's Hugo Travers. It's say it in a French accent and it'll sound French.
Hugo Travers.
Yeah, something like that. On HugoDécrypte. I said that like more in a Spanish accent than French, but we're in San Antonio, so I'm sorry to Hugo.
I think you got it right, except for the last part of it. See, the little accent over the E is for day, and then so the other one's silent. I think you got that.
So, décrypte?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there we go. See, I knew I could rely on you. I knew I could rely on you. But anyway, so he did.
I can see the mail coming in. That McKinnon guy doesn't know squat.
Mail.
It is decrypte day.
You're showing your age now with the mail coming in.
Right. Yes.
So Victor did a
y'all don't get mail? Yeah.
You've got mail. So Victor did an interview with them. I pulled one bite that I thought was really interesting when he talked about his draft day and kind of the reaction and family atmosphere that he's heard and seen from San Antonio since he's been here. So let's play that real quick.
When you see this, even then, there's no pressure. You're not like there's an expectation on your shoulders while this is your first season at the highest level of basketball.
No pressure, but a great feeling of comfort and luck. Because the lottery, I followed it live from Paris. And my reaction inside my head, it was the same. It was this. This is the Rue Pub in San Antonio. I went there, by the way, even if I'm not 21. So, yeah, I felt really connected to this city. And I had already the feeling before the lottery that this was where I would have to go and I'd like to go. There's no pressure, no pressure.
We feel you're there, you're very present, and it's a city who loves basketball. I guess it's just as important for you at that moment to feel at home, even if you are thousands of miles from home.
I've been telling myself ever since, no matter where I go, that would be the best place. But the fact that it's in San Antonio, it makes things a lot simpler because, as you said, the craze is incredible. And fans, and even the town's inhabitants, everyone's a fan. So they really elevate their players, and they carry them upwards. They really carry a love for the franchise, for the players, that makes this place truly comfortable, like I told you. There's really some kindness in this city.
His love for San Antonio knows no bounds, Don.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who the interpreter's voice sounded like.
Yeah, you can obviously tell that was a French interview done
in French. It was a Godzilla movie. Over. It was not. It's like an old Japanese Godzilla movie. Godzilla movie. But no question, he feels comfortable here. Always has, and he told everybody last year before the draft that he was before the lottery, that he was walking around the day of the lottery day and had a premonition that it was going to be the Spurs.
And he said in there as well, like he was watching just along with all the people in the Rue Pub that were watching. People around the world were watching to see who the number one pick was going to be. And his reaction was something similar to what we saw that night at the Rue Pub. And here in San Antonio, being there that night, it was like a scene from a movie.
And props to him for, wanting to be a part of the community. When he got here, it was his idea. He called Spurs PR staff, Jordan Hallenstein, and said, I want to go to that bar. There was a Cowboys game on in another bar on the south side where they had a mural painted of him. And he just walked in on a Cowboys game day, walked around, sat down at the bar. He couldn't drink alcohol, but he sat down and talked to everybody. Yeah. And same with the Rue Pub. He wants to be a part, and has.
I thought in the interview also they did this kind of like 60 seconds where they asked him a bunch of questions. It was yes or no answers. One of the questions that they asked him, two I thought were really interesting. The last one is, are you sick of people commenting on how big you are? And he was like, yes, it's redundant. This is stupid. And so let's never comment on his height again. Just kidding. And the second one was, will the Spurs win a championship in the next 5 years? And his answer was emphatically yes. Do you think that's an accurate statement?
Got to see a lot more things happen before we can just willy-nilly throw that out there. But I don't know. I mean, you got to like the fact that the kid's not running away from it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that would put him in, year 6, year 7?
Something like that. Year 6.
That's about, Giannis was year 7. LeBron was year 7. That's about the time Michael was year 7. That's about the time when you're in your physical peak and your team has had some time to build. And so I think it's reasonable. I might say just a year or two further out than that, but it's reasonable. Everybody, we don't know how good he's going to be this year. He's what we saw last year. We think about Tim Duncan, David Robinson, all these guys, and as great as Tim was great from the beginning, and Tim was great at the end. He was really good 03, 04, 05, 06. But not much better than he was in 99, because in 99 he was great. And not much better than he was in 2013, because after we went through all his injuries in the early 2010s, by the time they go back-to-back with the Heat in 13 and 14, Tim was really good. But Wemby has a chance to be so different than he was last year. So much better. And that's what's crazy to think about. His ceiling may not be anywhere what we saw from the guy last year.
Yeah, they also asked him, do you think you'll be an all-star this year? And the answer was yes. Do you think you'll win this award, X award? Yeah, and his answers were yes, because he views them as things to check off of his list, not the end goal to win a Defensive Player of the Year, but something that gives you that certain status, and something that he also.
See, I see his trajectory more like Giannis than it was Tim's. Like Giannis was a good player, wasn't close to being an all-star his first 3 years, wasn't close. And then his body started to take shape. He started getting bigger, stronger, faster, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but Victor could have been an all-star this year.
Yeah, I know.
So, if his trajectory is like Giannis's, he's starting in year 3 of where Giannis was, not year 1.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.